The figure 2020 has in Western culture been traditionally been used as a reference marker for symmetry and balance. So we talk of 2020 as representing perfect vision. In reality, however, the year 2020 has turned out to be the year of compounding crises, each exacerbating the other to bring rich and poor, powerful and powerless, whether nation or individual, to a condition of impotent silence. The frenetic pace of the markets, the unceasing engines of commerce, transportation, the robotic slug of industry, the global transaction of travel, the interminable vomit of carbon in the atmosphere, the unfeeling laceration of earth and forest to feed the insatiable appetite of industry. All of this took the knee when the pandemic cracked its whip. The human race paused and nature breathed again. This perspective does not deny the insufferable pain that the pandemic has brought to the human race. Increasingly, the words of T.S. Eliot in the love song of Alfred J. Prufrock resonate. Unreal city, under the brown fog of a winter dawn, a crowd flowed over London Bridge, so many. I had not thought death had undone so many. Sighs short and infrequent were exhaled, and each man fixed his eyes before his feet. So it has been hard, with deaths climbing towards the millions and hunger rising exponentially, poverty skyrocketing, and the pain universal. We cannot deny the reality of this time. However, viewed from the moral arc of the universe, we have become the victims of our own ecological hubris, and that is the price we now pay. Beyond the pain of the pandemic, this existentialist pause must be seen as an opportunity for a redefinition of our trajectory as a species on this precious planet, and an opportunity for a new development paradigm and pivot. It has been recognized that the recovery efforts for COVID-19 must revolve around sustainable practices and a green transition. This is an opportunity for a greener approach, for without a resilient natural resource base, economic sectors cannot survive. Tourism, agriculture, health, and manufacturing are all dependent to a large extent on healthy, sustainable natural resources. The need for reverting to local, indigenous, and nature-based options and solutions for health and sanitation, food security, and livelihoods has reiterated the imperatives for conservation and sustainable use of natural resources, terrestrial and marine. Our vision of an OECS blue-green economy is an economically viable, climate-resilient economy that is based largely on sustainable domestic production and investment, and pursues long-term prosperity for the entire population, in particular its most vulnerable, through socio-economic inclusiveness, responsible management of its coastal, marine, and other ecological resources, and transparent participatory governance. And this is enshrined in our OECS Blue Economy Strategy and Action Plan of 2019. It is a practical vision which our size and scale renders eminently achievable. We believe that insular small island developing states, SIDS like ourselves, who coexist in close geographic proximity, can be the proof of concept that the world requires to make that pivot to the new development paradigm referenced earlier. Our historical experience from yesterday's plantation economy to today's services economy, sharpened by the pain of this period, has brought the realization that there must be two pillars to this pivot. One, an unwavering focus on the attainment of the Sustainable Development Goals, and 2, the cultivation of green innovation and entrepreneurship as the pathway to sustainable livelihoods, prosperity, and family community resilience. Esteemed colleagues, the OECS has identified 5 key priority sectors in the context of our contemporary challenges that offer immediate opportunity for green innovation and entrepreneurship. And these 5 are agriculture, manufacturing, tourism, health, and fisheries. In agriculture, the initiatives are related to management of water scarcity, a problem for us in the dry season, renewable energy integration, the move to organic farming, and changing mindsets on healthy lifestyles to eat what we grow and grow what we eat. In each priority sector, you will note that the interdependencies with other priorities are identified so that the overall move to a green economy is tightly integrated. In manufacturing, renewable energy is critical to cost competitiveness as well as for environmental reasons, and the initiatives span innovative financing as well as appropriate research and development linked to appropriate technologies, intersectoral linkages with agriculture as in agro-processing for value added, and fishing for processing of fish products, and creative incorporation of tourism in areas of curiosity for visitors, such as, for example, our recently launched biotrade project with UNCTAD, the EU, and CITES for the cultivation of the queen conch, a delicacy in the Caribbean that is now endangered. In tourism, the cost of energy is a major constraint on the viability of tourism infrastructure. Energy is also essential for competitiveness. A fresh approach as we seek to restart the sector is its renovation with new community-based linkages for greater economic inclusiveness. Equally in health, we have a move towards ensuring health immunity and the mitigation of zoonotic diseases and the adoption of a preventative approach to healthcare. So encouraging healthy lifestyles by boosting immunity, and that too is linked to the agricultural move to better nutrition, link biodiversity and health, and maintain natural ecosystems which may contribute to keeping wildlife in their habitats and thus reducing the risk of zoonosis. In the fisheries sector, the production of more diverse fish products, including value-added products on the market, healthier oceans through reduced pollution and in support of high fish productivity, higher catch resulting from the introduction of more efficient technology and the targeting of unused and underutilized species. These priorities that we have identified are far from exhaustive, but represent the ignition stage initiatives that will propel our new trajectory. The adoption of nature-based solutions has already been proven in many cases to be far more resilient and superior to human engineering because, contrary to prevailing scientific conceit, the power of nature can never be subordinated to the power of man. It is a gender-deliberate choice of words. Ecosystem-based measures are therefore an essential component of these initiatives, together with greater use of cross-cutting architectural support, such as greater use of digital and online solutions, the incorporation of e-commerce for green jobs, business continuity, and engaging our diaspora internationally, restructuring of education and training, and policy changes to facilitate the ease of doing business in a new dispensation that requires agility. To conclude, we have only 2 options at this time. We can either surrender to fear and despair or resist with fire and determination. I wish to end with 2 poignant quotations from the management guru Peter Drucker, who warned, and I quote, that the greatest danger in times of turbulence is not turbulence itself, but to act with yesterday's logic. Unquote. The convergence of crises with which we are challenged require nothing less than the logic of innovation and entrepreneurship. Because as Drucker also advised, and I quote, "The only way to predict the future is to create it." Let us move with alacrity to create that greener, sustainable, and kinder future. I thank you.